Thanks, Chrissy. Thanks a lot for coming along today to listen to the Genesis story, and thanks for the people that have logged in online. So today I'll talk about our recent acquisition of the Kukaini tenements, which are just to the southeast of our flagship Ulysses gold mine. So what I'll do, I'll talk about what we've done over the past couple of months since we acquired the tenements, what we plan to do for the rest of 2020, and where we expect to be in 18 to 24 months' time, and that is to be a gold producer. So in June of this year, we announced the acquisition of the Kukaini tenements, which are located just to the southeast of Ulysses. Ulysses is located in the eastern goldfields of Western Australia. We're 30 kilometres south of Leonora and 200 kilometres north of Kalgoorlie. We're in an area, as you're well aware, it's in an area of world-class mining infrastructure. Importantly, the project covers highly prospective rocks from a gold point of view. This acquisition puts us on a firm path to establishing a significant standalone mining and processing operation at Ulysses. The tenements came with 414,000 ounces of JORC-compliant resources, which takes our current mineral resource base to just under 1.3 million ounces at Ulysses. So it cost us $13.5 million, which we think is very good. That works out at about $33 per resource ounce. So we think we'll show with our upcoming drill programs that it's an exceptional buy over the next 6 to 12 months as we grow the resource base. Just a quick corporate overview. So we've currently got 1.9 billion shares on issue after our recent capital raising and on the back of the Kukaini acquisition. We've got a market cap of around $150 million Australian, and we've got cash on hand of about $24 million, which is enough to fund our feasibility work that we're doing and our large drill program. Our major shareholder is Alkane Resources. They hold 19.9% of the company and are very supportive of Genesis. We've got a strong board and management team to take the company forward and really take us into production and building a mine at Ulysses over the next 24 months. So the acquisition of the Kukaini tenements, it's actually consolidated a key bit of ground between Ulysses and Orient Well that's shown on the map there. The red area is our 100% owned Ulysses tenements. The orange area up to the north there is our joint venture we have with Kin Mining called Desdemona South, and that's a joint venture looking at early stage exploration, looking for new discoveries. The light blue area you can see there are the Kukaini tenements. So we're full steam ahead on a feasibility study for a standalone underground and open pit mining operation, and we're looking to finish that in March of 2021. We've kicked off a large drill program, 25,000 metres of RC and diamond drilling, so that's well underway. So the purpose of the drill program initially for the past 2 months is to confirm and upgrade the existing mineral resources that we've acquired, and now from about this week we're starting to really expand those resources at depth and along strike. We're also continuing our regional exploration, looking for new discoveries. So the exciting thing about the Kukaini acquisition, it puts us as the first company that now controls that whole belt. It's the first time this has ever been done, which really is exciting for us. So the Admiral Clark, Butterfly and Orient Well deposits that you can see there on the slide, they fall within the regional structural corridor that controls gold mineralisation in the district. On the left-hand side there, that yellow zone I've highlighted that runs down from Leonora, down through the Gwalia mine and down to Ulysses and swings and runs east-west and out the bottom right-hand corner, that's the regional structural corridor, and that's where you want to be. So Ulysses sits within this corridor, and it's the same rock types and it's the same structures that host Ulysses also run straight across there. So it's the right place to be. And it's this 15-kilometre zone that we think is the most important part. We think this will turn into a significant mine camp. So as I mentioned, have been drilling at Admiral Clark, Butterfly and Orient Well, and that drilling to confirm and upgrade the mineral resources that we've acquired. We're now looking at expanding those resources at depth and along strike. One thing to note is that when we acquired Ulysses in late 2015, the resource stood at 125,000 ounces and the depth of drilling was 70 to 80 metres below surface. And it was last mined in 2002. Between 2002 and 2015, there was no work completed. We've significantly grown the Ulysses resource since that time. We think we can do exactly the same thing with Admiral Clark Butterfly and Orient Well. The bulk of the work there has been completed in the 1990s to the early 2000s in terms of drilling and mining. And since probably the early 2000s, there's been very little drilling activity and almost no technical work has been completed. So we think we can repeat the success at Ulysses across this whole belt. So it's a very exciting opportunity for us. So that'll come about by taking our geological knowledge, our geological IP from Ulysses and applying it across this whole belt. So we'll now have a quick look at Ulysses. So this is the deposit that we've been working on for the last 5 years. As I said, we've expanded it from the start of 125,000 ounces to now sitting at about 870,000 ounces. Importantly, there's a really nice high-grade component of 695,000 ounces sitting there. This is a large mineralised system, stretches over about 1.5 kilometres of strike. We've taken it down to about 400 metres below surface. Prior to the acquisition of the Kookynie tenements, we've completed a lot of work on working out how to mine Ulysses as part of a toll treatment feasibility study that we were doing. All that work that we've done on mining Ulysses will now move into the standalone feasibility study. In terms of drilling, over the next 6 months, we'll look to upgrade parts of the inferred resource into indicated status, which will allow us to convert that to ore reserves and move them into the feasibility study. Ulysses is still open at depth and along strike, and there's still plenty of room to grow this deposit. Moving on to Admiral Clark and Butterfly now. So this area is located 4 kilometres to the east of Ulysses. The combined resource here sits at 246,000 ounces. We announced yesterday the first bit of our drilling in this area, and that's really that confirmation drilling that I was talking about. And that drilling has confirmed and validated, and in some cases actually improved some of the historic drilling results. So that's extremely encouraging for us, and it's an extremely positive step in our start of our drilling program at Kookynie. So just on this slide here, in the top left-hand corner is a plan view of the drill results, and you can see a couple of section lines through there, and I've shown those sections there. So all those yellow results you can see are the recent drill results. All these will be captured in an open pit. They're open along strike, along plunge, and down dip. So just having a look at what we're doing next. The plan here at Admiral Clark Butterfly is to capture all these resources into one large open pit. And all the drilling we're doing over the next 6 months will go a long way to pulling that all together. We've done a lot of work on the geology in the first couple of months, and we've identified the main controlling structures to the mineralisation, as well as understanding what rock types we have there. So there's been some really good work done by the exploration team at Ulysses. So the green squares you can see there, that's the RC drilling that's planned over the next 2 months, and the diamond, the red triangles shows the diamond drilling that will be completed. So there's a stack of upside here to expand these resources at depth, along strike, and to discover new resources. So moving on to Orient Well now. Orient Well sits another 4 kilometres to the east of the Admiral Clark Butterfly area. Again, this is a large mineralised system. It stretches over 1.8 kilometres of strike. This was mined in the mid-1990s, and since that time there's actually been almost no drilling completed into this deposit. There's been one hole, which is actually remarkable given it's the amount of gold booms that we've had since that time. We currently quote a resource of 61,000 ounces here in the northwest part of the deposit. I've got a couple of cross sections there through that part of the resource. Clearly shows some really nice mineralisation there that's open at depth, and there's a great opportunity to grow that resource. So what we're doing here, if you look at the bottom of this slide here, that's a long section along the ore body. The drilling we've just completed is really all about confirming the historic data, and so all that work's completed. We'll have news from that drilling in the next 4 to 6 weeks. But what we expect to be able to do here is to significantly grow that 61,000 ounce resource that we've started with. It is completely open at depth, and you can see there on that slide that the average depth of drilling, historic drilling, is down to about 100 metres below surface, and there's honestly been one hole drilled below that, and it's completely open at depth. So we see this as a real opportunity to grow a significant resource here and turn that into a large open pit. So while we're doing all this resource work, we'll continue to tick over the regional exploration. We've got about 40 kilometres of strike under our control, which is really exciting. We've got a pipeline of both near mine and regional exploration targets to continue on with. This Archduke area, which just sits to the south of the Admiral Clark Butterfly area, is an example of a near mine target. We've got a large oxide gold zone here that we'll test towards the end of this year and look to bring this area into resources, and eventually we'll be mining here. As mentioned, we've got a feasibility study. We're full steam into that for a standalone mining and processing operation at Ulysses. We'll use all the inputs from our toll treatment work we did on Ulysses, and that's all going very well, and we expect to complete that in March of 2021. So just a summary of what's happening as I've been discussing. The resource confirmation drilling, that's essentially finished at the moment. There's a bit of diamond drilling to be done. The extensional drilling, and that's really the exciting part, has commenced, and there'll be plenty of news flow about that over the next 6 months. We'll continue to tick over the regional work, and we'll start to update the resources towards the end of this year. And all that is to do with getting into production in the calendar year of 2022. So the acquisition of the Kookynie tenements is a positive step for us to establishing a significant new processing and mining operation at Ulysses. We've got a stack of drilling going on, a large drill program. There'll be plenty of news flow from that. So as I said, we expect to complete the feasibility study in March of 2021, and soon after that be able to talk about funding and actually committing to mining. Thank you very much.